Good afternoon from AlphaCars. My name is Tom, coming to you from our Northampton location, and today I'm very excited to share with you this gorgeous 2015 Audi A8L. This A8 is currently showing just over 64,000 original miles, and if you would like to see a high-resolution detailed photo set, please reference the listing at alphacars.com. There, of course, you will also find a free included Carfax report alongside a long list of technical data related to the vehicle's remaining tire and brake life, as well as individual readings from each panel using our paint depth gauge. But today I'll take you on a quick condition overview around both the interior and the exterior, as well as showing you some of the more notable features, and I promise there is too much to count as far as features go on this A8L, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Starting here on the exterior, a stunning, it's gray, but I'd almost call it a charcoal. It's got this really faint bit of icy blue in it. It's a really unique color, and I wish I had some bright sun shining on this hood to show you. But as you can see, the paint's holding up very nicely. It's clearly been very well cared for. And of course, with that metallic, you get that sharp body line reflection off the hood. It really just gives it so much depth. And as usual, go really close to the panel. We're looking for any dings, dents, scratches, or imperfections as we make our way down the driver's side of the vehicle. I don't see any deviations in the paint, no nicks, scratches, anything major to report. Presents absolutely beautifully. Now looking at these gorgeous 20-inch wheels, bright silver, which really kind of brings that contrast with the dark color. You can also see that coming from this nice silver window surround trim and those door handles as well. Looking here at the front wheel, again, very, very nice condition and hiding some massive brakes just behind there. These wheels almost do the brakes a small disservice because of how big the wheels are. Those brakes are properly big, and you'd want them to be big because once you see what's under the hood, you'll understand why. Looking here at the front fascia, I think this is one of the best looking Audi executive sedans ever in the history of the company. I think it's incredible. Looking at these headlights, pardon me, look at the details just here. It's almost like a wing coming up off the center of that headlight. Some beautiful designs, does a little bit of a light show when you turn them on. Just stunning. I really appreciate that these radar sensors are tucked away nicely down in the corners. It almost appears to be a fog light housing, but it does hold radar sensors, as opposed to the newer Audis with these gigantic black plastic blocks there in the grille. I think this is much more subtle and does just the same. Now looking here at the front grille with those horizontal chrome slats, beautiful contrast here in the front, which are assisted by these nice bright headlights as well. There's no issues with these headlight lenses. If you see anything there, it's just a fly. There's no chip or anything there, just a little bug. Now looking here at the passenger side of the vehicle, taking a look here at the front wheel, it's in excellent shape, no curb rash whatsoever. Going really close to the panel yet again. Looking for any dings, dents, or scratches, we'll find it in very, very nice condition all the way to the rear. Looking here at the back wheel, again, very, very nice condition. And finally, we make our way to the back of the A8, where we find these taillight lenses crystal clear, very, very nice condition. And I love how that chrome trim carries from inside the lens across the trunk into the other taillight lens. It all plays in very nicely. You can see all the badging looks great as well. Looking at the lower portion, just the same. That chrome trim looks fantastic, and it's flanked by these two huge exhaust outlets on either side. But next up, let's make our way inside the A8 and take a look at what makes this vehicle so special. All right, pardon me, just had to speak with a customer for a few moments here, but we're going to get into the interior now of the A8L. So, looking at this gorgeous interior, it's in absolutely stunning condition, and there are so many features to go over. But we'll start here with the seats. You'll find the driver's seat in fantastic condition, minimal wear, and you can see on the headrest this beautiful adjustable headrest with almost its own side bolsters and this beautiful pillow headrest. Very, very comfortable. I promise you could take this car straight shot about as far as you want to go. As far as you could stay awake, this car would keep you comfortable. You also have that same adjustability there on the passenger headrest. Also worth noting, this door card is absolutely stunning. Some beautiful materials like this Alcantara carrying down the center. You have this nice wood grain trim with chrome accenting and that piano black trim just underneath it. You also here in the armrest have a small bit of expandable storage, very subtle, and your window controls just there. And of course a full Bose sound system, which it's a given in a car like this. You know it's just going to sound incredible. But one thing that really helps with that sound system is just how sealed up this vehicle is. Look at how thick those doors are. When you close it, everything falls incredibly silent here on the inside. So as this car goes by, give it a listen. Absolutely silent once that door shuts. So we'll waste no time firing it up. The key's in my pocket, and I have my nice start-stop button just there. Fires right up. Just a little reminder there that it's, you know, the time has elapsed for an inspection, but that is not a concern at all. So no strange warning lights. Now, if you do see any flickering, as you can see, it's only due to the camera. As I back out the camera, you might see some flickering, but that is only due to the phone. So looking here, dashboard, very, very nice condition just there, and your heads-up display just ahead. You can see it's currently displaying speed, but you could change it to a variety of different functions. Steering wheel controls just here, both in great shape on either side. You also have gear selector panels just there. A variety of controls there on your headlight stock, on the side. Looking here at the dashboard, you can see the infotainment display is deployed, but with one push of a button, I can stow it away, and it hides away beautifully there in the center of the dash. But I will reveal it just to show you the reverse camera. Fires right up. Now again, that black shadow, that's only due to my phone. It's a difficult camera on these screens sometimes, so we'll put it in the other lens. That looks great. You can see here also full color navigation display, and that's all controlled down here, but we'll get to that in a moment. You have a beautiful analog clock, which I love to see front and center in the dashboard, and opening this up reveals my CD player. Here across the dashboard, Quattro badging and some more of that wooden and piano black trim, which of course matches nicely with those door cards. Just above my head, I have a beautiful sunroof, and that continues in the back, and with one touch on that switch just here, it stows away nicely and gives me a bit of shade, but just as easily I can open it up, and then I could even open the glass panel of the roof just the same. Now, looking here at my climate controls, of course, ventilated and heated seats for the front. That would be a given. It's very comfortable here. I also have seat massaging controlled just down by my leg. All of the switches look great here. I have my infotainment controls, which control the screen and all of its functions. And a little bit further down, we're going to find this beautiful piano black trim with my gear selector, my parking brake, start-stop button, and of course, some cup holders and a power outlet just there. Now here, just to my right, I have some adjustable armrests. They adjust up, down, forward, back. It's a very, very nice system. And if I lift them up, you also have a small amount of storage and a media input just there. But next up, let's take a quick look under the hood and see what powers the A8L, and I promise it is very special. See you there. All right, so now we're under the hood of the A8L, taking a look at the beautiful engine bay. Now looking all around the outer perimeter here, we can see the plastic panels all in great shape. Same goes for all of the metal connections just here, the more intricate connections on the side of the motor. It's all very, very clean, and of course a very aggressive engine cover at that. You can see the 8 different kind of squares and trapezoids on the outer portion, of course representing those 8 cylinders. It is a 4-liter V8, and I promise this engine will absolutely knock your socks off. It's fantastic. So this engine produces around 435 horsepower, if my memory serves me correct, at about 5,000 RPM. But the incredible feature on this engine is the torque. The torque output is around 444 pound-feet of torque, and that comes in at, get this, 1,500 RPM. So it comes in extremely low in the RPM range thanks to that turbocharger, and with that 8-speed automatic gearbox, the gears are short. This engine absolutely rockets this vehicle very smoothly. It's not just about power in a vehicle like this, it's about doing it in a nice, smooth, and comfortable way. You can accelerate from 0 to 60 in no time in this vehicle, and you won't even spill your coffee. It's just that kind of car. It's very special, and I have always been absolutely staggered by the performance on the A8L. So, speaking of A8L, that L stands for long wheelbase, and all of that length was added to the rear door. It is absolutely massive. I'll actually open it up to give you a better sense of scale. As I step back from the car, look at how massive that rear door is. It's extremely long and allows for incredibly easy access to the absolutely incredible rear seats. Now, keep this in mind. I'm 6'4", rather tall, very long legs here, and I have that driver's seat exactly where I was sitting in it, up front, very comfortably. It's exactly how I would drive the car. And just watch how much leg room I have when I make my way inside. It's almost comedic how much leg room is available to me here in the A8L. I can stretch way down low in the seat, and even if I try to, I have to sit uncomfortably to even touch the back of that seat. It's really just awesome. I wish I had one of these cars just to ride around in. Looking here at the door card, it's absolutely stunning. You can see beautiful materials, just the same as the front, and I have deployed all of my kind of sunscreens just there on the sides and in the rear. And all of that is controlled via this panel just here. I can drop down my sunscreen. I can drop down the passenger side as the passenger side as well. And just above my head, I can shut that one or open it just the same as we saw in the front. I have some reading lights just behind my head there, which are dimmable, very, very nice. And behind my head, I have that sunscreen, which using one button here on my door, I can drop down, and all of these controls are available to our passenger side as well. Now looking here, I have some climate control vents and some storage just there. And here in the center, I have this beautiful center console, which when you lift it up can also be used as a middle seat. There is a seat belt and everything, but it's much nicer to look at this with that wood grain trim. You have heated seats here in the back and your own climate control. Of course, 4-zone climate, very, very luxurious, and some storage here underneath that beautiful leather-wrapped armrest. I also have mirrors just here, pardon me. If I drop that down, you can see a fully lit vanity mirror just there. It's just an incredible place to be here in the back of the A8L, and I must get out now because otherwise I will buy one. So, finally, looking here at the trunk, one-touch operation is going to open up this trunk lid just here. Very spacious trunk, extremely wide, nice and easy to load cargo in here. It's very wide opening as well. You see the rubber floor mat underneath and all of the rubber floor mats for the 4 footwells in the vehicle itself. And easily, with one touch, I can drop down that trunk. And finally, I'd just like to show you quickly, for all 4 doors here on the sides of the vehicle, you don't need to worry about slamming it shut. You just gently place it, and it does have soft close, which you would expect. But this vehicle is absolutely incredible. I really can't stress it enough. If you haven't driven one before, this should be the first one you do. It drives beautifully, it is in wonderful shape, and it is an incredible discount on a once very expensive vehicle that runs beautifully. But if you have any further questions, please reference the listing at alphacars.com, and there you will find all of the relevant contact information. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your day. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you from AlphaCars.